welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're doing a follow-up to the Gear Talk video we did with Varusteleka after Finnish Brutality. I'm going to put a link to that video in the end. It'll be in a box around here somewhere at the end of this video. And basically what it was is a talk about the gear used at that year's Finnish Brutality 2023. And the rig I used, I'll put some footage in here, was a patrol rig basically that had been drugged through a 1990s Blackhawk catalog. And it's great gear. It has served me well since the 1990s. It hasn't failed. It does a great job. But like me, it's getting a bit long in the tooth. And after we filmed that video, we were talking about modern advancements and new types of gear. And then we went down to Bar Sodoma in the Varusteleka showroom and had more beer and hatched more good ideas, because beer brings out all good ideas. Prove me wrong, I dare you. And then I wandered about the store and started building my new rig. And here it is. And I built this rig out of everything I found in the Varusteleka store. Let's take a look at it in detail and see what I built. Alright, let's take a look at what I built. Everything here that you'll see front and back on this rig came from Varusteleka. Now, truth be told, it didn't all come at the same time. When I was searching through the store during Leka Fest, I found most of it there, but not everything. But all of it through the years has come from Varusteleka. I did, through the alcoholic haze, have enough presence of mind to realize I already had some of this stuff. Alright, let's start with the base. I decided to use an Eagle Industries H harness. Bought this last summer at Varusteleka right after we did the video, and I used this for the basis of the rig. And the reason I did is it's basically the rig I have, but in Mali. Instead of a USGI pistol belt down here and some Blackhawk padded suspenders, I'm using the whole H harness setup. Pretty happy with this as a base layer. It's nice and sturdy to build on. The padding here is sufficient, way better than normal USGI Alice yokes, but on the other hand, not as well padded as the Blackhawk H harness that I use on my primary patrol rig. And for the record, this rig is set up for patrolling. That is the main purpose. That's why I made the choices that I made. This is just a more modern patrol rig for me. On the belt, starting on here, which would be the right side, I have a large general purpose pouch that came off the British Osprey system. It was originally in Desert DPM. I dyed it OD green, and I'm using this large pouch as a canteen pouch. It performs the role adequately. Fits on the gear nice and snug, doesn't take up much real estate, works out pretty good. The dye job worked pretty good. The only thing that didn't convert here was the little pull tab, but that's a small price to pay and stuff, and I don't think that compromises anything. Next, for magazine pouches, on this right hand side I've got two Dutch Mali type pouches that was used at the time by the Dutch when they had their Mali assault type vest. I bought these pouches about a couple years ago, and I'm very happy with them. They hold 3 magazines pretty well. I've got PMags in there right now, and they're really snug. About the only gripe I'd have about these pouches is not all sewing is created equal, and where this tab plugs in here was not sewn in the same place as it was on this one. So getting it latched down when it's full of 3 mags, as you can see, it cinches up the material. Not exactly perfect, but it does have Velcro to back it up, so it's no big deal. Moving on, I have a pistol mag pouch here. This is one of my first purchases at Varusteleka in 2019. It was actually in Desert DPM, but I went ahead and dyed it green because, believe it or not, in West Virginia and Virginia, there's no deserts. So that stuff doesn't really help out in that camo pattern. But I made it usable with some simple dyeing. Now, we'll move over to the left side of the vest. We got a lot more going on here. First of all, went with a US GI canteen cover here instead of the British one, because I always like to have a canteen cup with me. US canteen cup will fit here in the US GI cover perfectly. Will not fit on the British pouch I was using on the other side. So I went with that. Did it in woodland camouflage pattern because that's what I had. I got this at Varusteleka about 2 years ago, I believe, using running USGI canteen. Here I have 2 ammunition pouches that come from the British Osprey system. These were Desert DPM, dyed OD green. I've got 3 magazines in each. Works out real good. As you can see, I have a heavy magazine load on this. And one of the reasons is Depending on the type of patrol, you might need a lot of ammo. Also, going back to the Dutch pouches, these are more freeform in their ability, so I can offload these magazines and replace them with certain gear should the needs of the mission require that. Back over to the left side here, got another magazine pouch. This one in Coyote Brown. Decided to go ahead and leave it in Coyote, mainly because it blends in well enough. Didn't have to dye it. I got this as part of a drop leg extender kit from Varusteleka, where the kit came with the drop leg extender for your US M12 holster, and they gave you 4 magazine pouches, and I'm like, hey, yeah, why not use that? Then I have this grenade pouch attached to the ammo pouch Molly. Actually using it right now to hold my compass and some face camouflage paint. Also, it can be used its intended purpose as a grenade pouch should I need it. And the layout of the system is very nice. When I buckle it up here, when you see it on me, it gives me a flat space here where I can be down in the ambush position, nice and comfy, with nothing poking into me, and stay that way for a very long time. Also, up here on the left side of the H harness on the strap, I have an RK pouch, a Varusteleka RK pouch. This is not surplus, this is new made equipment by them. It's a great pouch. I'm using it as a radio pouch for my PRC 152, and I use it as a commo pouch. It can double as an extra IFAK pouch, or in the extremis, where I'm not using AR pattern rifles and I'm using an AK pattern rifle, it'll hold 2 AK RK mags in it, so I can even switch up weapon systems without changing pouches should I need to. Also, the purpose of putting this pouch here is if I take the radio out, the pouch collapses down when I put my ruck on, and then it's not in the way, but I still have the pouch there if I need it. Alright, moving along to the back of the rig here. In place of the Blackhawk enhanced butt pack that I have on my original patrol rig, I'm using this British field pack, they're calling it, but it's basically the equivalent of a butt pack. They also mainly use it as a respirator bag. It holds a lot. Right now I've stuffed in my wet weather cover and an MRE. Usually I have a change of socks, some spare batteries and other such minor things that you want to have with you, but you don't want to be lugging around your main pack for. Off to the side, I found an Eagle Industries random pouch on my last trip to Varusteleka last year. It's a 100-round saw pouch, but what I've done is I've converted it into an IFAK because it takes the same insert as the USGI IFAK insert from the 80s on those types of first aid kits. I'm used to using that type of first aid kit, and this is just a more modern Velcro covered pouch that does the exact same job versus the pull to dot buttons. And in this case, this is one place where Velcro is superior. As far as the butt pack goes, I'm actually kind of happy with it. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it depends a lot on Velcro here and snaps, and both are very noisy systems. I prefer the strap and system of the USGI butt pack or the side lock buckles that's on the Blackhawk enhanced one. But small trade-off, because most of the time if I need to be getting in there, I should be in a safe enough zone where some ripping Velcro shouldn't compromise me. Now if I wanted to, I could use this Molly back here for the mounting of a hydration system or other type of pouch, but I want to leave that open. Don't want to be too overloaded with gear. Also want the pack to ride very well. I do need to go out and heavily field test this to see if I'm going to leave it in this configuration, if it's going to work the way I intend. But that's what subject of a future video. So my trusty patrol rig is still going strong, but never hurts to modernize. We all love our 69 Camaro, but hey, sometimes we buy more modern cars to get around in. Kind of the same concept here. The idea of starting with the Eagle Industries H harness as the basis for this upgrade was my good friend Brent 0331. He's been using it the last few One Shepherd rotations and winter forges, and he's really happy upgrading to it from his LBV 88 Alice combination that he normally used. Also, some other students have come through One Shepherd to the various B Company operations that we've done in training, and they've used the Eagle Industries H harness and also reported good results. So I had a pretty good solid foundation to build off there. So far, in my initial testing, I'm very happy with the configuration. How it performs while rucking may cause me to change something, it may not, we'll have to see. but this is a pretty good upgrade to what I normally use. Gives me all the same functionality and some enhanced functionality too. So overall, I'm very happy with this. The using of my original patrol rig at Finished Brutality 2023 was a real hoot. Same using it at Hatila 23. And it did show that it still works, it's still very viable, but there's always room for improvement and modernization, and this has been a fun little exercise. And should you decide to update or you want to replicate this rig, go check out Varusteleka's website. I found all this gear there over time, and I'm sure you can too. We hope you found this experiment helpful and informative. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and tune in for future experiments and gear.